Hey, we're here. I almost dropped his book, 10 Things God Desires for You. But we're talking today on the Tap Into Your Genius series with Jeremy Gaston, who's the author of the book. But it's also about, what Tap Into Your Genius course and membership site's about. It's about having these God-given gifts that you have, that you know in your heart, perhaps you haven't been doing because your mama told you that's stupid, or your dad said you can't make any money doing that.
Right.
But maybe you have that gift from God for a reason.
Yeah.
How to tap into that, how to make it happen, and to really become the person. I'm gonna drop his book again. You were supposed to be. Hi, Jeremy.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. Hey, I know Jeremy from over here at the Common Desk co-working facility.
Place to be.
You meet a lot of cool entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And so Jeremy is one of them. So Jeremy, within the Tap Into Your Genius thing we talk about, we just said tapping into the genius or the gifts that we've been given, but also having a vision and purpose. Because I think that people who are, deemed geniuses, I think that everybody has that ability latent in them if they can just do the same thing.
Absolutely.
And it's not just for these amazing people that we can't be like, but we can be like it if we tap into those techniques. So anyway, so it's about vision and purpose. I think that that geniuses have a vision and purpose for their lives, and that's what drives them to do what they do.
Right.
So, hey, that's a good segue.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what drives you to do what you do?
I believe that there is a world of opportunity as it pertains to creativity, right? So for me, my genius is spending time thinking about a whole new world in the words of the song from Aladdin. It's just it's the creativity of being able to project with my mouth, project with my mind, project a future that's not there yet, until I write it. And so along with your course with tapping into your genius, I believe that genius is just someone who focuses in on their key element and they become insanely great at that. But that's by observation, that's by testing, it's not by sitting up, analyzing and trying to figure out what should I do and should I do this. It's just get out there and break something, right?
Yeah.
Get out there and do
idea.
something foolish. If you don't try it, you won't learn. And after repetition of learning, just because you're a genius doesn't mean that you don't have failures. It doesn't mean that things don't break. It just means that you have honed in this skill of being able to have insight, godly insight, and then that you have physical execution, and then you stick through the process. So I think that for me, it is in a digital space of architecting things, it is seeing what has worked, what should work, what people want, and then and honing in and focusing in and just trying. So that's the way that I use my gift and hone in on my own personal genius.
That's great. You said something interesting at the beginning for me. It's called about writing your future.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm really studying right now and thinking a lot about is creating the reality that I want. The life that I want, not the world tells me I have to have,
right,
or all of the BS that's out there, all the negativity that's out there, and that if we take it in, we allow that to create our reality.
Yeah.
So what is your personal philosophy about creating your own reality or writing your future?
Yeah.
And what process maybe do you take?
So I believe that you can't prepare for something, or you can't expect something if you haven't prepared for it. So there was an exercise that I was doing just a couple of weeks ago as I was walking through one of my digital properties that I created, and thinking about, well, what would I do if this thing sold? And in a moment, I had this flash moment of how is it that I could expect this thing to happen to me when I wouldn't even know how to spend the money that goes along with it. Okay. So this was an exercise that I did. Whether it comes to naught or it comes to fruition, we'll see. But So in my mind, my number was 100 million. So what would I do if I sold
100
this
million what?
$100 million? If I sold this digital property for $100 million,
right?
What would I do with the $100 million? Because oftentimes we focus on the attainment.
Can I hire you to write my future? Can I hire you to? Okay, 100 million. Is that? I should start with 100 million. Okay.
100 million pesos.
Write that down. Okay, good.
You know, but it's we get stuck at attainment. We don't go further and go into maintenance. Because maintenance is the reason why we're given things. You're given, thinking about it, your dad gives you the keys to a car, not because he thinks you're good enough to attain it, but because he thinks you're mature enough to maintain it. So if I'm going to give you $100 million, it's not because I think you're good enough to attain it. It's because I think that you're mature enough to maintain it. So for me, writing out my future, it pertains to writing out how am I going to maintain the things that I want to attain. Attainment is easy. That's the easy part. But maintaining it and keeping control of it, that's the hard part.
So is that part of your focus when you're in any endeavor? Is it I'm going to look at how am I going to maintain it or how you're going to create it?
Absolutely, it's maintain it, because everything then my plan can work backwards, right? So if I know exactly how I'm going to use this thing, how I'm going to give it to the world, then now I need to go to the execution strategy. So after I've gone with the overarching of 30,000 feet, 50,000 feet, now I can go back and I can drill down to the steps that it takes to climb up to get to this thing.
That's really good, man. That's good. So this might be related to what I said before, but we've been studying a book here at the Common Desk called Start With Why.
Yeah.
Start With Why. And you came in late to eat a cookie. So anyway, so we know what his priorities are. His why,
No.
Jeremy's why is there's free cookies, and he's there. So if you want Jeremy to come speak to your organization,
have some cookies.
Have cookies, and he'll be there.
Speak to my heart, you know.
So what is your why, Jeremy?
So my why.
What drives you?
My why comes down to, I have a very, very condensed mantra, life mantra. And that is add value to those who are inside my home and add value to those who are outside my home. For everyone, that's going to look different, what that value is. So there's a certain amount of knowledge that I'm always trying to acquire, whether it's in the business space, whether it's in the architecture, creative design space, or it's in relationship space. It's trying to understand connectivity. So any way that I could be of a value in those spaces where I've spent time at my mentor's feet, gleaning from these other information pools and networks of information, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to give those things. Because if my family can stay healthy and my friends can stay healthy, then to me, at the end of my days, that's a valuable life.
So do you have a mentor?
Absolutely, I have 3 mentors.
3 mentors, and how did you find them?
So one is my pastor. I've been around him for the last 2 decades. He was previously in the martial arts space. He was on the U.S. national taekwondo team, 4-time world champion. He's
Do I know this guy?
His name is Joel Scrivener. You may have heard of him.
Maybe, but I can't say for sure.
He just came out with a new book, Winology. He would be a great host, a great guest on your show. But he is one of my life coaches.
Mr. Scrivener, please write to me today, and
Absolutely.
we'll get you on air talking about your new book, Winology?
Yeah, Winology.
What does that mean? What does Winology mean?
Winology. So in his years of winning.
Winology. That's different than win.
Winology, yes. So his years of winning on that stage, on the Olympic stage, he honed in a system, what most people would call a zone. He honed in a system of how he was able to calibrate his body, his life, his mind into a sharp way that he could consistently win against the opposition. So it's a great book. He has a great system that he's built around it, and he's going around the nation that he's taking companies through this process. Their sales teams are seeing amazing growth. So that's one of my mentors.
Which church does he preach at?
Covenant McKinney. Covenant Church McKinney.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Cool. All right. Let's talk about another endeavor of yours.
Sure.
All right. It's called UBallin. UBallin. What's that about, Jeremy?
So we're building a platform for the sports community. So for athletes who are looking for the best place to play their sport, we're focused on basketball right now, of course, just as we're getting out of the door. But what we're doing is giving them a platform of how to find games based on experience level and not just on the amount of activity. A lot of players are getting hurt when they go to play because they have to play with just anybody. So we give them a safe environment where it is that they can play the sport that they love, whether they're just recreational players, they get a chance to actually get on the court, or they're elite players and they get a chance to play with people that at their level and not have to worry about coming away with an injury because of the complexity of who's on the court, who has experience, who doesn't have experience.
Can you say hi to Emiola Banwo?
Hello. How's it going? Thank you for joining us.
I met him. I'm getting these random things when we're doing these live stuff that say, "Do you want to tag?" Emiola, he calls himself Ola.
Okay.
Ola Banwo. He's from Africa, so those names are a little harder for us.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
And so, anyway, it says randomly tag them, so I'm tagging them.
All right.
I'm just like
you joined us.
I'm following like the Holy Spirit, my intuition. I'm just going for it.
There you go.
So that's why I'm saying hi to Ola, and he just graduated, I believe, from UTD.
Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations.
So he's a young entrepreneur.
Okay, good.
So maybe he might get a little inspiration in this and might talk to you about UBallin and some other things.
Hopefully so. We can make some good connections.
So anyway, all right. So how can people watching find out about UBallin?
So just find us on social media channels at UBallin. On Facebook, we're at uballin.basketball. But you know, we're releasing our beta next week, and then we're 4 weeks away from launching live our consumer app.
Wow.
And so we'll have there'll be a lot of plugs that'll be going on, that we'll have going on, a lot of things that will be going on. You'll see myself as well as my UBassitors, as I like to call them, will be on basketball courts all over the DFW area.
Yeah.
Connecting with players. We have a partnership with Core Water that will be ambassadors for them, passing out waters at
Don't they work
area
at Common
fitness.
Desk?
Their VP of e-commerce is right here
at Common
Desk. So you guys,
you're missing out by not coming to Common Desk to work.
Place,
You can meet amazing people like Jeremy and me.
Absolutely.
So, but all right. So, and then where can people find out about your book?
So the easiest way to get my book is just to go to Amazon or to go to my website, which is jeremygaston.com without the vowel. So that's JRMYGSTN.
Okay.
And that's the easiest way for them to be able to find the book, read up on it, purchase the book, if you feel like it's something that can affect your life. Right,
and you designed it's a simple, quick read, yet hopefully with, I guess, profound principles.
Absolutely.
To make a difference.
The chapters are only 3 pages long, but there are directives at the end of the chapter. So I didn't want to have any fluff. I just wanted people to get to working things out themselves. Work on your dreams. Work on finding your vision, finding your purpose, and the design for your life.
Yeah, because that's what I'm doing with the design of my course, Tap Into Your Genius and membership site, is that I think a big problem is people buy these courses and then they just kind of, they fall off after a week or two.
Right.
And so what I want to do what I'm doing is creating simple and I hope profound exercises to do, and only those each week. And so you'll be able to do it. You'll have something to do, a challenge each day of the week, but they'll be simple and profound, and hopefully fun to do too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So that's the design, because I want people to complete it. What good is it that I create all this and then no one completes it? So that's my goal. I also want to add, I think we were talking about that earlier today, accountability. So I want to have some unique, hopefully just never done before, ways of keeping accountability so people get it done, but also they achieve their life's goal, right? I want to increase my brain capacity. I want to create my level that I'm achieving in my life. So then go, bam, I've got from here to here, and then I have these friends along the way. So I'll be doing that.
That's good.
So if you guys want to be part of that, we're looking for founding members, people who really want to make a difference in their lives and live out the gifts that they've been given. You can just tap the link on your screen, and it's open right now to the founding members and a beta site right now. And the deadline is September 1st. So I hope that you join, and I'll talk to you then. Thank you, Jeremy, for being here.
Thank you for the invite.
Okay, cool.